how I personally structure my push day exercises to focus on my lacking muscle groups under 60 minutes per session. The first thing you want to know is if your sessions take more than 70 to 80 minutes maximum, you're literally overtraining because you might be doing so many exercises that are literally unnecessary. Okay, so let's get very straight into this. First of all, I want to show you some pictures. Okay, this is basically me in 16 October 2024. This is how I used to look like. As you can see, my chest, even though my chest was the biggest genetics point for me, like my chest is the biggest genetic point for me, and it's the strongest genetic point. As you can see, like how weak it looks like, and this is me after literally around 2 years of training. Okay, and this is 9 months later from this picture, which was took 4 days ago, 10 August 2025. Just because I focus on what I'm gonna show you in this video. So, as you can see, chest is a good part for me. So, I'm gonna show you how literally I just focus on the strong, weakest muscle groups, which are my biceps. I leave chest at the end. So let me just get very straight into this. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is shoulders. Okay, I first start my workouts with shoulder. My push day I start with shoulders, and the reason I do that is because shoulders are mostly the weakest muscle group for me. Okay, they are even weakest than my bicep. So I start with them because I want to give them more priority, more focus, because at the beginning of the workout I am not fatigued, I don't feel tired, and my energy as is at its best. So the very three exercises I only do for shoulders are first of all lateral raises with dumbbells. I do 3 sets between the 6 to 8 rep range. Okay, and then overhead military press. As you can see, just hold the bar and just press it up like this. I also do 3 sets between the 6 to 8 rep range, and reverse pec deck flies, which is for the rear delts. I also do between 6 to 8 rep range and 3 sets each. Okay, and that leaves me with 9 sets total volume for the for the shoulders, which is very good because I have to do around like 4 more sets in another session to be doing at 13 sets, which is enough for growing your shoulders every single week. And then I do the biceps. Okay, I go with the biceps, because I told you chest is the strongest genetic point in my push day, so I leave it until the end. So then I start with my bicep. I literally start with first of all preacher curls. As you can see, two sets until failure between the 6 to 8 rep range. Just for context, every single exercise I do it close to failure or to failure because that's the only way you actually change your muscles to grow. Second of all, I either do the hammer curl, 2 sets until failure, or I do the incline double curl, 2 to 3 sets until failure. Okay, so you could do all of these 2 sets, or you could just do them 3 sets, whatever you want. But or you could just do like maybe 2 sets of this, 3 sets of this, whatever you see, like whatever muscle head you want to focus on. Let's say your biceps weakest muscle head is the short head, which what preacher curls actually targets. Just focus on the preacher curls and do 3 sets. Or otherwise, if your long head is the weakest, you just do 3 sets of incline double curls. So this is literally for biceps. And for the chest, I start with pec deck flies. Okay, where I do around 2 to 3 sets every single like on the exercise, like 2 3 sets. I also reached the failure between the 6 to 8 rep range. Okay, the same thing with the incline machine press, 6 to 8 reps between the 2 3 sets. And that's it. Also gave it high to lows to actually target the lower chest. I do 3 sets, 6 to 8 rep range. Okay, so I wanna just basically focus on what each exercise targets in case you don't know. Probably you do, but just for context. So the lateral raises for dumbbells target the side delts. Okay, like this side delts of the shoulders, which is considered the biggest part in the shoulders, and it is the most showing part. Where if you just flex, like you get that rounded shit. Like yeah, that's what the side delts are actually responsible for. Second of all, overhead military press, obvious, it's for just the front delts, and the reverse back deck flies is for the rear delts. Okay. Now the hammer curls don't really target your biceps 100%. It targets the brachialis, which is like here, right here, which actually gives your biceps thickness. It gives your biceps that width and thickness more than just like getting your biceps longer. And for the preacher curls, it targets the short head, which is the inside head of your biceps. And for the incline double curls, it targets the outer head, which is this one right here. Okay, when you just flex in the opposite way. Now for the chest, obvious back deck flies for the flat chest, incline machine press for the upper chest, and cable high to lows for the lower chest. Okay, it's obvious. Now the reason why I start with back deck flies is because the middle chest is the biggest part of the chest, and the fibers go like this. Chest fibers go like this, so it's the biggest muscle. It's the biggest part on the chest. It's even bigger than an incline machine press. Like studies recently showed this. I used to think the opposite, but in reality, it's really not. And yeah, now let me just leave you with notes. The first thing you want to focus on is the weakest muscle first, always. Okay, no matter what you're doing, literally, always start with the weakest muscle first if you are prioritizing this growth. Even start with the weakest muscle heads. What do I mean? So if you're doing triceps and your short head is weaker than your long head, start with the short head. If you're starting with chest and your upper chest is weaker than your middle chest, start with the upper chest. And just calculate this on all of your exercises. Now apply to this to everything, as I just said, literally to everything, even your calves. Okay, if you have leg day and your calves are the weakest muscle, start with your calves. Fuck it. If your abs are the weakest, start with your abs. Okay, it's that simple. Every single muscle. Don't say this muscle is big, this muscle is small. Start with every single muscle that you feel is weak. Now volume. You gotta know something, that your overall volume for the week should be around 10 to 15 sets. That's what I personally do. Okay, so you should actually divide what you're doing in each session, so you could, by the end of the week when you hit two sessions, actually be at 10 to 15 sets. Okay, so maybe like you could do, if you just did two sets for your chest each, you would be at 6 reps at 6 sets, and which means you have to do around, like, let's say you're doing 12 sets, you have to do 6 other sets on another day. But I don't do that because I literally do push pull legs, rest upper lower, and on my upper day I just do one exercise for each muscle group. So it's gonna be impossible for me to hit 6 sets of chest if I'm just doing one exercise, which is 3 sets. So I just give more volume on the push day to actually increase the volume, because what matters at the end of the day is the overall volume for the whole week. So calculate this for everything. Don't say like yeah, like I wanna grow my shoulders, how many sets should I do? Like between the 10 to 15. 15 is the maximum, or 20, let's say, the maximum, but I just keep it between 10 to 15. You're gonna see way massive results if you just keep it in this rep range. Don't overcomplicate it. And yeah, like you could just do 10, you could just do, but don't go less than 10 and don't go more than 15 for every single muscle part. And if you just want to maximize muscle growth, definitely go with the 15 or like 14, 15. And yeah, that's basically it. Your next steps are literally with every single session that you have out there. Like let's say tomorrow you have push day, you are doing chest, biceps, and shoulders. Let's say you're doing that. You start your session with the weakest muscle part. If in your case it's your chest, you start with your chest. And I highly advise you to start with the flat chest because it's the bigger part of the chest. So that was basically it. This is how I literally just finish it in under 60 minutes without overtraining. I just do the most efficient exercises and the most exercises that I know are gonna help me the most. I don't overtrain. I don't do 5 exercises for chest. I don't do 4 exercises for triceps, 3 sets each. No, I just care about the total volume for the whole week at the end of the week. And in this way, I could literally be flexible with whatever the fuck I want. So if you found that was helpful, if you're struggling to gain muscle for the last couple of months, you work out, but like you eat a lot, but you can't seem to actually see the results that you want, I'm gonna help you get in shape in the next 180 days, guaranteed, where you literally don't pay a single dollar unless you actually enjoy the results. This is a no-brainer offer, I know, but that's how I'm so confident with what I'm doing. So if you want to be one of the guys who I actually coach, book a call with me in the description. I have a calendar link, or just book a call with me where we see if you're a good fit for our program. So yeah.